Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in. So last video I looked at how to use Adobe InDesign in the creation of your HSC or Year 11 portfolios. And I showed you how to use the tools to just, for example, create a shape, a heading, and insert images, deal with colors and fonts and stuff like that. And what I want to do with you today is specifically show how to start editing bulk text, like for those chunky parts of your portfolio where you've got things written. And I'm also going to I'm also going to show you how to use master pages to deal with things like page numbers and headers at the top of each page. Let's jump into the software. So this is what we got up to last time. We've just made those things I was just talking about. And what I want to do now is start putting some bulk text here underneath these images. So what I often tell my classes to do is to actually go and do the typing in Word, write the text in Word, and then we just paste it into InDesign when we want to format it after the fact. InDesign does have a spell checker, despite what a lot of people think. It's just a bit harder to access, and it's not as intuitive, and it doesn't have some of those features built in like Word does for actually writing text. InDesign really is just a layout design program. So I would suggest writing your text beforehand. For the purpose of today's exercise, where we're just going to practice inputting text, there's a cool feature in InDesign where we can just fill it with fake text. So what we want to do to start off is make a text box. I'm going to do one that sort of snaps to the size of this column here. You can see I missed that a little bit, so I can just drag that, get it to snap. And I'm going to set the space here between this whatever, you can see. So now what I want to do is I'm going to fill this with text. Now to do that, sure, you might just smash away at your keyboard and write stuff, but it's not going to look authentic. If you right click in that text box, you can choose fill with placeholder text, and that will just bang, fills it in with some random words that use English characters, and this is called lorem ipsum, this type of font in the design world, and it's a fake English text which is supposed to look like real text in terms of number of characters per letter and that kind of thing. So that's what you get. Like last time, one of the first things I'm going to do is jump into paragraph, turn off hyphenate. And now immediately, so for example, I might just copy this and paste it a couple of times so that intentionally I've got an error, like I showed last time. My text doesn't fit in this box. So what do I do here? Now there are a number of ways that you can solve this. We talked about last time with the heading. Now though, this overflow is going to be a lot more convenient. If you, like last time, click on that, I can go and place a new box and drop my extra text here. Still doesn't fit all of it, so I could do a third one, and now I've got all of my text fit. And if I was now to go and edit some stuff over here, you can see that that nudges down through those three boxes that I've linked. I'm going to undo those, however. I want to have a bit more control over those boxes and where they sit though. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm first going to place these empty text boxes. One there, and InDesign intuitively will snap this to the column, and it will snap it so that it lines up with this one. And I'm going to paste a third one, and I'm going to put that over here in the third column. You can see that obviously it's going to overlap with this image, and I'll solve that with you in a minute. But now that I've done that, what I can do is select this box, and I can say overflow, and instead of placing a new text box, I can tell it to link into this box. You can see if I drop it here, the icon that's attached to my cursor at the moment is such that that's an icon that tells you it's about to make a new box. And if I put it, as soon as I hover over an existing box, it gives you a little chain link to say it's about to link it into that one. Drops it straight into that text box, and I can link the rest of it into that text box. Now you can start editing your text just like normal, so select all within there, and I could go into character and start changing my font and stuff like that. I might use the same font that I used for my heading in the last video, but not bold, and I'll start doing that. Just a reminder that for your HSC portfolios, you need to use size 12 times New Roman or equivalent. Now what that means is you don't have to use size 12 times New Roman. You can use size 12 times New Roman or equivalent. So if you just have a look here at how big this looks, ballpark it. No HSC marker is going to get out a ruler and measure the size of your font. It's not going to be a thing. So you just need to ballpark it roughly on par. So you look at how big that is. Now if I choose I want to use Bookman Old Style instead, and that font actually looks to be a little bit bigger. I could probably be pretty safe with using that as a size 11 instead of a size 12 because it is or equivalent to size 12 times New Roman, and that's okay. Now you could also play with your kerning here to change the space between lines. There's nothing really that talks about that. It's probably safe to say that when in the requirements they tell you to use size 12 times New Roman or equivalent, that includes the kerning between the letters and the line spacing between the lines should be the default size 12 settings. But whatever, you can change that there. There's the setting if you want to do it. It's up to you. Now you can do a whole bunch of other stuff in editing this text. You could, of course, go into paragraph and select your alignment if you want to have that sort of solid column feel. If I knock over to preview mode, you can see that starts to look a little bit more structured already. And now what I need to do is I need to wrap it around this text box. There's a shortcut on your toolbar up the top here where you can tell it about text wrap. You can say to wrap around the box. You can say to wrap around the object shape. So if you choose object box, what it's going to do in the case of this circle is it will create, you can see how here it's kind of made a blue box around the circle and it's nudged all the text to outside that box. The other thing you can choose is to wrap the shape, and then it will follow the circular shape and knock the text to be away from the circle, if you like. If you go to Window, there's a whole toolbar for it called Text Wrap. So here's a new toolbar. We can dock that over here with some of these others, yep. And then you open it. You've got those same buttons that we just used up here to do the box or the shape follow or some of these other options that you can experiment with. And here you can start to set the space that you want it to leave around the circle. So now, because I've applied that effect to the circle, not to the text box, I can actually move this to wherever, and it will continue to apply those. It will continue to apply those text wrap options to wherever you put it. That's how you can do text wrap and things. The only problem now is, sure, I've dropped this image in the middle of my text. Now my text no longer fits again. Now you can actually do text flow onto a following page. So you could create another text box, stick it on this next page, and then flow this into there. That would be okay and continue to work as normal. So that's how you can do insert bulk text, edit it, flow it onto multiple columns, and have it wrap around images. That's fine. Now the next thing I want to start dealing with is master pages and things like page numbers and headers. So if you go back to your pages thing where we looked at this tab in the very first video, what you see at the top here is a master. Now what this is a master page, and whatever you do, whatever you put inside this master page is going to apply to every single one of these. You can see if you hover over these, they actually say a master applied, a master applied, a master applied. That's because anything that you do here is applied onto those. So if I double click on one of these, it brings me in here. Now, a master is a spread. Even though my document here is just single pages, a master is a spread, and you'll have to figure out whether it's the left page or the right page that applies to the single pages. Now, just as a really quick sample, if I just make a rectangle so that it's really obvious, and I might fill that with pink so that we can see it. Now, because I'm in my master, I can already see here on my thumbnails that rectangle has applied itself to every one of these pages, including the page that I've started putting stuff on. Now, it does go to the back, so just like some other programs, you can deal with layers in InDesign. You can deal with sending things to the front, to the back, whatever. And so this pink rectangle that I've just put on my master page is at the very back. The master page is behind everything that's on these. And because it's on the master page, I cannot bring that rectangle into the front. I can't even select it. While I'm on this page, I'm not inside my master page. While I'm on this page, I can't even select that pink rectangle to edit it. To edit it, I have to come back in here and move it around. Now I'm going to use this pink rectangle to put my page number in. So I'm going to do a nice little thing down the bottom here. And you can see that it's there at the bottom, but oh no, it runs into my text. Now you might have to sort of make yourself a conscious decision that you're going to make all of these text boxes end further up so that it doesn't clash with that where you're going to put your footer. Or you may choose to just put a little text footer underneath those columns. Whatever, doesn't matter, it's up to you. So now I've got a banner at the bottom of every page here. Now I want to put a page number inside it. So we've got to go back into our page, our master. I'm just going to zoom in on it so I can see what's happening a bit better. And it's a piece of text. I'm going to insert a character which will always change itself to be the current page number. So I'm going to start by making a text box. I'll just do it so that it runs into the sides of these columns so that I can get it nice and tidy. Side of this column so that I can center it and make sure that it's bang in the middle there. And I'm going to double click in it to start typing. Now, if I just typed a number, so hypothetically if I just put number 1 and then I went to all of my pages, I'm just going to see the page number 1 on every single page because it's not going to update to whatever the current page number is. You can see right now I'm on page 5, it still says 1. So come back into your master. What you need to do is not actually just put a number. You need to, while you've got your typing cursor flashing here, you need to right click in here and choose Insert Special Character, Markers, Current Page Number. And it's going to give you the letter A. That's because you're currently in A master. And you can edit it, so you can put some other things around the outside, some little dashes, whatever you want to do. You can now highlight this A and edit the font of it, do whatever you want. I'm going to keep my consistent font going here. Maybe make that a bit smaller. I'm going to center it. And the other thing that you can do is you can center things vertically inside your text box. To do that, you right click on the text box and choose text frame options, and then you can change your vertical justification. I could change that to center, and then it will go into the middle. And so there's my page number. Now, because I've done that as a character, as an insert special character current page number, when I go to a page, it's the current page number. So that's how you can do page numbers within InDesign. It's a little bit harder than it is in Word, where you can just go add page number and it gives you presets for the bottom of each page. But the fact that you get to control this so much more in terms of positioning it wherever you want it, editing the font of it, all that sort of thing, you get a lot more control. You could do some really cool stuff here with page numbers where, you know, you could use this as a design element within your document. So for example, I could make this I'm going to make this a huge 500 point font. I'm going to, align it to the bottom side of that page, and I'm going to set it to a really, really dull, faded character so that it kind of looks like a watermark at the back of the page. And then I'm going to get rid of that pink box because I don't think it will work now with this particular design. But you get the idea. You can really go to manipulate that, do whatever you want. Now each page has sort of a big page number as a watermark that's going to appear behind your stuff. That doesn't really work because you can't read the number. But the point there of what I'm showing you is that you can edit it with a lot more control, which is nice. And then you could do the same thing within your master pages just to have a header, for example, at the top of each page that just says, your student number, whatever it is, HSC, multimedia, portfolio, or whatever it happens to be, 2021. And you could edit that to sit wherever you want it to sit, change your format, change your font, whatever. You get the idea. So now that's back on all of my pages, and I'm going to have that header at the top of all my pages. You can edit the font color and all that sort of thing. Now hypothetically you've done your front page just as a beautiful big title page, not like mine. So if I get rid of these and you've just set this up to be a nice title page for your portfolio rather than actually the first page of the document. So here's the front cover of my portfolio. I don't want my header and my page number on the front cover. I want them to start from page 2, the inside of the folio. I don't want a header on the front page. What you can actually do is right click on one of these pages thumbnails within your pages tab and choose override all master page items. And what that will do is it will let you control the master page items just on this page. It's no longer linked. So I could select this now and delete it, select that one and delete it, and it no longer applies to the title page, but it still applies to all these other pages. So that's how you can deal with master pages, headers, footers, whatever. So hopefully that taught you a bit more. In this particular video, we dealt with big text, we dealt with flowing text from one frame to another, and then we dealt with master pages, headers, and page numbers. Hope that helps you guys. I'll have a think about what to put in the next video, and if there's anything specific you want to know for your next video, let me know so that I can help you and teach you how to use it in InDesign. Thanks guys. See you next time.